What's up YouTube, my campers coming back at you again with another video. And on today's episode we're going to be going over the removal of some of the interior panels on this 1992 Bayliner Capri 1800. If this is your first time checking out the Mile High Campers channel, be sure to check out the previous videos on this boat project and stay tuned for new videos coming up on this boat project as we'll be getting into the reupholstery of all the panels that we take out in this episode. And I do apologize, guys, some of the filming isn't as good as I would have liked for it to have been, but I was by myself and was having issues with the tripod, so a lot of the shots were done with my phone just because I could get that camera in where I needed it. And so it's not as great as I'd like it to be, but hopefully you'll still find value to this video. As always, guys, be sure to check out the description for all information and links to our store. All right, let's jump into it. All right, another spot I'm going to fix is this piece of vinyl here where the glove box is. So first things first, going to take the glove box off. There's some screws there, and then that'll pull out, and then there's probably going to be some screws on the back of this thing that will take off, and then it should just pop right off. All right, so glove box came out easy, just undid the screws and it pulled right out, and all we got on the back here is one screw here and one screw right there. Take those two out and then this piece should come off. All right, so just to reiterate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to pull out the glove box, 2 screws on the back of this panel, and now it should just pop right off. Okay. All right, moving on to the side panels. I'm going to begin by going through this shelf area and removing all of the nuts on the back side of this panel, and then we'll be moving to some screws that I found as well. And as you can see, that stack of washers right there, that's pretty ghetto fabulous, but that's straight from the factory, so you don't know what you're going to find on the back side of these panels. You might have a shorter stud than mine, or you might find this. All the ones on mine were exactly like this with a stack of washers. There was one that didn't have it, and it took me forever to get the nut off. So just be aware, you may find it a little bit different on every boat. It just depends. Okay, so I've discovered, we showed you what was behind here, that bolt that was going through, and I was taking it off. But what I just discovered was it looks like they have taken and run a screw into the wood behind it on every seam. There's one there, there's one in that seam, and there's one up front. So I'm going to go through and take those screws out and see what happens. It's slowly getting looser, but very tricky, so be sure to check the seams. Like I said, there was one there, there's one right here, and there's one up there. So we'll see what happens once we get to the rear, but I'm assuming it's going to be fairly the same. All right, we've got another one right here, guys. So you can see they're sneaking them in there. There it is. I'm assuming there's probably going to be one here. Probably going to have to remove duct tape. It looks like one right there on the back. I guess we'll find out if there's anything down the middle shortly. So I discovered what was holding the side panel in still. There's some big staples here that need to come out, so I'm just going to, and it's holding this piece onto the shelf. I'm just going to pop them out, and then I think when I go to put it back in, I'm just going to run a screw in the bottom, because I can go up through the bottom here. All right, so there's the staples that are holding this to the shelf. And as you can see, it's ready to come out now, so that's all it took to get it loose. And now we're going to go ahead and pull this whole side panel. Should come off in one piece. All right, I'm going to try to get this so you guys can see it. Okay, so here's our floor, this is where our seat, this is that panel. If we go over and back here, you can see there's some screws hidden. Pulling that one out now. There was 1, 2, and then there was 2 back in here.
kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see it there at the top here, right there, and then one right where the seam is. So 2 screws going back, and then 2 screws coming down the end, and we should be able to get it out now. Hard to find, so you got to really kind of dig for them, look for any kind of holes or cracks in the vinyl on the back side there. All right, so here goes nothing, and pulled right out. And that's all there's to taking out these seats. Just lift them up, take those 4 screws out that I just showed you, and then do the front, and they pop right out. All right, I've got the side panel taken off and flipped over so you can see exactly how this thing was installed. Basically, guys, here's the studs. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 studs going all the way across the top. Then we had an L bracket here that was attached to the shelf. And then you had your random screws that came through. I think there was about another 4 or 6 screws per side. But that's all that you had as far as holding it on. And that kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like from the back side of the panel, what you're up against. Not too bad, came out as one. And the next video that I'm going to put out will be dissecting this thing. We're going to take it all apart. I believe this entire panel was put on without any stitching. So pretty cool. We're going to try to duplicate some of it, maybe change up the design a little bit. But stay tuned for that one, guys. That wraps it up for this video. I hope it was helpful for you. Please check out the links in the description and all the extra information down there in the description. And as always, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Peace!